Sometimes in life, you cross paths with a soul so incredibly resilient. They teach you everything about never giving up, without saying a single word. This is the story of the ultimate underdog, a dog whose body was failing, but whose spirit refused to quit. This is the story of my beautiful girl, Sophia. When she first rolled into the shelter back in June 2020, it was completely heartbreaking. Her tiny body was shaking non-stop, like she was caught in a freezing storm. She couldn't move. She could barely lift her head. Her back legs were completely paralyzed, stiff as a board. Turns out, some nasty tick-borne blood parasites had totally wrecked her nervous system. Those first few days were an absolute nightmare. Sophia just lay shivering on the cold floor. She didn't have the strength to stand. She'd use her front paws to drag her paralyzed back legs, literally army crawling across the room, just to hold on to life. The vets took one look at her, shook their heads, and gave us the worst news. The damage is permanent. She's never going to walk again. For most people, her story would have ended right there. But they didn't look her in the eyes. I did. And man, the fire in those eyes. She was basically screaming, "I'm still here, and I'm not going down without a fight." If she was willing to fight that hard, there was zero chance I was going to throw in the towel. We went all in. On top of the heavy meds, we started acupuncture. Then came the daily grind. Every single day, I'd sit down and manually move those stiff legs, one by one. It was exhausting work, and I know it hurt her, but she trusted me completely. And guess what? She was way more stubborn than anyone thought. Slowly, but surely, she started getting stronger. Once she got a little pep in her step, we took her rehab outside to the beach. Walking in the deep sand was a perfect workout. Though, Sophia made it clear this was not my brightest idea. Swimming? Hard pass. She'd much rather soak up the ocean breeze on the dry sand and give me the ultimate side-eye than get her caught. Then, after 5 grueling months of sweat and tears, the miracle actually happened. The dog they said would never walk again took her very first unassisted steps. I was bawling my eyes out. She went from army crawling for her life to standing tall. Over time, she actually started running. Seeing her zoom around, free and happy, made every struggle worth it. Fast forward to April 2021. It was time for me to move on from the shelter. But leaving Sophia behind? Yeah, right. Not in a million years. I did the only thing that made sense. I adopted her. I named her after my favorite actress, Sophia Loren, because it fit her elegance perfectly. She officially became the Grande Dame of my house. Sophia turned into the absolute best sidekick. Even with her physical limits, playing with her doggy friends was her favorite thing. Watching her completely defy the odds year after year brought me joy I can't even put into words. Today, Sophia is just the sweetest little soul. She's a tough cookie. But unfortunately, the toll those early sicknesses took on her body eventually caught up with her. Her internal organs started shutting down. When the vet diagnosed her with kidney failure, it absolutely shattered my heart all over again. Her spirit is still as fiery as day one, but her body is just tired. She can't make that long walk to her favorite beach on her own anymore. But giving up? Not in our vocabulary. Thank God for Bobhei's mobility cart. The second she gets strapped in and feels the wind hitting her face, she just lights right up. My beautiful, stubborn survivor, Sophia. The ultimate underdog who went from crawling to running. I feel so incredibly lucky that life gave me the chance to connect with that giant, unbreakable spirit of hers. She taught me what true grit looks like. Now, no matter how tired her body gets, it is my greatest privilege to make every single step easier for her, right up to her very last breath.